A violent weekend in Atlanta left 12 people hurt and one person dead. News since 6. Atlanta police confirm there is no connection between any of the 7 incidents and all appear to be isolated. This adds to the rising trend of shootings. So let's break down the numbers. So far in 2021, there have been 78 shootings in Atlanta with 85 victims. Compare that to this time last year, where there were 59 shootings and 71 victims in the first 2 months of 2020. In a statement from Sergeant John Chaffee with the Atlanta Police Public Affairs Unit, he writes in part, quote, "These incidents involve people making poor choices when resolving conflict, and it's practically impossible to police that in real time. We need individuals to make better choices." Earlier today, we spoke with City Councilman Antonio Brown about his plan for a solution to reduce the violence. You can watch that on 11alive.com.